Hey everybody, Keith Hilson at the Trombone Shop at Schmidt Music. One of the biggest innovations we've seen in trombone design in the last 2, 3, 4 years has been the growth and popularity of the detachable bell flare. So we've seen this. So this is the idea that, what do you call it? Detachable bell flare, screw bell, that we have the flare at the end of the bell that comes off and allows the instrument to pack down into a much smaller case and give some different sonic possibilities. So we've seen a lot of different folks, and this is certainly not a new concept. There are some folks, Holton and Kahn and a few others who were doing stuff with this, back in the 70s. But one of the first, companies to really start doing this on a regular basis and really gain some popularity very quickly was S.E. Shires, in particular with the Ralph Sauer model. And since then, of course, they've introduced on all of their models that this is now available. We've seen Courtois with their new Creation series that's doing this, Tyne is doing this, and this has become a very, very popular concept here. But, again, one of the really cool things is with the S.E. Shires, all of their bell designs, whether tenor or bass, are available with this. And what some people don't realize is that, of course, you can get the bell and the whole set by itself. So today we have one of their detachable bell flare, just bell sets here. We have a part of a trombone here that we needed a bell and a tuning slide with. What happened to that is a whole story about a table and a sign falling over and knocking over a very expensive instrument. But we have a replacement bell here. So we're going to take a look at the setup here, see what this comes with Shires, and let you hear the setup a little bit. So here we have the flat tenor S.E. Shires detachable bell flare case. We've talked about this a little bit before, but every time I see one of these cases, I am always really, really impressed with them. They are so darn small and compact, and the bases are crazily not that much bigger, that it does make traveling, transportation with these super, super easy here. So we're going to pop this open. And of course, what makes these great is these are the traditional Marcos Maggi designs. So these are the same ones that Shire's been working with here. And they came up again with a very innovative design for these flat cases. So here we've got our bell section here. So we've got this. This particular case, we went with the Ralph Sauer model, the traditional Ralph Sauer model, in the rose brass here. And then, of course, there we have our detachable flare as well. As you saw with these, comes with a separate slide compartment that locks in here. It's interesting that they went with the little bit older style, rotating latches here, but it really does a nice job of keeping everything secured, especially with the super soft interior padding material. Really, really nice. And it does, of course, have a little bit of storage there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bell on to one of our existing setups here and take a quick play so you can hear the Ralph Sauer detachable bell flare bell in action. The more opportunity I have to try these different detachable bell flare setups, whether it's from Shires or from Courtois or Lawler or any of these other makers, the more I like. And I think what's been really interesting is with some of these makers, is we've started to really figure out, what has to happen in the bell design to really get things to resonate, to ring. For me, it has a lot of stability. Now, this is a really interesting setup. So here, I've got the Shires the 47 Yellow Crook here. Now, I think this matches up really nicely with the Ralph Sauer bell. Now, for me, the axial flow setup, a lot of times with this, would be a little bit of a dichotomy. You have a really open setup with other components that maybe need a little bit lighter touch, but I really like how it works together, and I think a lot of it is due to the bell flare. I think having this extra collar on here really does add some additional stability and resonance to it. For me, I felt like I had a lot of color, but I felt like I was able to push the dynamic, and it didn't get bright and strident. It didn't get really edgy as I was trying to push the Hungarian march. It still had a lot of stability to it. Anyway, a lot of really cool stuff happening with this. And again, what's really cool about the Shires is you can get any of their bells. You can get the bell by itself with the detachable bell flare setup with the case. So if you already have a Shires, you can upgrade to this. You get the transportation, you get the portability with it, and you get the benefits of the sound response that the detachable bell flare adds as well. So hope you enjoyed the video here. As always, if you have any comments, feedback, please feel free to leave them below. If you enjoyed the video, think about giving us a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, think about subscribing to the channel. I'm always trying to create new, fresh content like this that is hopefully of interest and use to you. And as always, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks as always for watching, everybody.